Hey, it's Joe from supplementclarity.com. Today let's talk about Renadyl and whether it can be a benefit to people with kidney disease. So we start our conversation by looking at the ingredients in Renadyl. And as you can see, it's pretty basic. There are 3 different types of bacteria in Renadyl. They are as follows: Streptococcus thermophilus, Lactobacillus acidophilus, and lastly, Bifidobacterium longum. And also, as you can see here, each 1 capsule of Renadyl is giving you 45 billion colony-forming units, where a colony-forming unit is a bacteria that's viable and able to grow in numbers. So they're giving you quite a lot here at 45 billion per capsule. So you may be wondering where the letters and numbers in the proprietary blend are coming from, the KB19, KB27, and KB31. Well, these refer to the strains of the bacteria that are found in the Renadyl probiotic supplement. This is important because the strains are the exact type of bacteria that are found in Renadyl. And this is important because if you were to go out and try to find another supplement, you may find one that has all 3 of the same types of bacteria, but you also want to inquire about the strains. The different strains could have different effects. And in Renadyl, they're telling you the exact strains that they're using. So keep that in mind as you shop for probiotics. If you're looking around and shopping around for the best deal, you want to make sure that if there's another supplement out there that claims to do what Renadyl does, you want to inquire about the strains that are being used as well. So how does Renadyl work? Well, the idea is often called enteric toxin removing technology. It's also called intestinal dialysis. And here's a summary of how Renadyl is supposed to work. Number 1, bacterial strains, the 3 I just showed you, they're said to consume nitrogenous waste products like urea and others that can damage your kidneys. As those bacteria gobble up those waste products, well, then those bacterial colonies grow in number. This causes them to consume even more of the toxic nitrogenous waste. This in turn reduces the stress on your kidneys, cellular inflammation, and free radical damage. The result, healthier kidneys. So it sounds great. So does it work? Are there any clinical studies on Renadyl itself? Well, yeah. So let's take a look at some of those studies. We begin looking at this 6-month-long investigation where 24 middle-aged adults with stage 3 and stage 4 kidney disease were given various doses of the Renadyl probiotic. The doses, as you see here, are 90 billion colony-forming units a day, 180 billion colony-forming units a day, and as much as 270 colony-forming units, so 270 billion colony-forming units. In terms of capsules, that's 2 capsules a day, 4 capsules a day, and up to 6 capsules of Renadyl a day. And again, they did this for 6 months. So what happened here? So first, the good news. After 6 months, they saw significant reductions in creatinine levels, C-reactive protein, CRP. C-reactive protein is a marker of inflammation in the body. Their hemoglobin, their hematocrit got better, and the people also reported on surveys that their physical functioning improved better as well. Although I would point out that in the study, researchers didn't actually define what physical functioning was. So I take that to mean that the people reported that they could get around during the day better after they took the supplement. As for the not so good news, well, these researchers saw no change, no improvement in BUN, blood urea nitrogen. That's a nitrogenous waste product. Urea is something that can damage your kidneys. So no change in blood urea nitrogen levels and no change in potassium levels either. Also in this study, they did not measure glomerular filtration rate, or GFR. Okay, so what else do we have? Well, we have another study. In this investigation, there were 22 people with kidney disease, and they were given either a placebo or 6 capsules of Renadyl a day, and the study lasted 2 months. So this is a 2-month-long investigation. Results showed this: no change in kidney function. There was no change in white blood cell counts. No change in C-reactive protein levels either. That's different than what we saw in the previous investigation. There were no changes in urea levels, and also people reported no change in the quality of their life as well. So this study as a whole seems to contradict in some ways what that previous investigation appeared to be showing. And then we come to this investigation, which is not really a study of Renadyl itself, but it's an investigation of probiotic supplements on kidney disease. And so this is a meta-analysis. Meta-analysis is fancy talk for a study of previous studies. Here, researchers looked at 10 previous investigations of probiotics and kidney disease. What did they find? Well, they found that the probiotic supplements, when used, they did reduce urea levels, but only in those who were not getting dialysis. So if these individuals were not getting dialysis, well, then apparently the probiotic supplement did reduce significantly urea levels. So that's good. But in those who were receiving dialysis, well, then probiotic supplements did not reduce urea levels, did not reduce C-reactive protein, a marker of inflammation. Creatinine levels didn't go down, and glomerular filtration rate, GFR, did not improve either. So this study, a bit of a mixed bag, depending on the degree of kidney failure you're having. Apparently, this study appears to show the worse someone may be getting, the less likely the probiotics may be helping. So if we circle back to the Renadyl pros and cons, here's how I call it. Number one, there are clinical studies on Renadyl probiotic supplement. That's good. I like to see human clinical studies, and so far I showed you 2 of them, and hopefully there'll be others in the pipeline. I'd also want to point out that the studies are done in conjunction with respected universities. For instance, Thomas Jefferson University and Mount Sinai School of Medicine. The company that makes Renadyl partners with these universities to do research on Renadyl. I like that. I also like the fact that the company is putting their money where their mouth is. They are supporting research on their dietary supplement. I can't tell you enough that, a lot of companies out there don't do that. So that's actually a plus for the company that makes Renadyl. And then I can also tell you that I've looked online and I have seen there have been people who have said that Renadyl did help them. And so I would say if you're going to try Renadyl, go into it eyes wide open and realize that, again, results may vary from person to person. It just depends. And hopefully future research will be able to get a better idea of who Renadyl might be most appropriate for. Now, as for the cons, as you saw, the 2 studies on Renadyl that I showed you appear to be a bit of a mixed bag. They even sometimes appear to contradict each other. And I think that's a problem, because I would like to see better research on Renadyl. I also personally would like to see more research showing whether or not Renadyl improves GFR, glomerular filtration rate, how well your kidneys are filtering toxins. I'm interested in knowing more about that. So until those studies are done, I'm not sure if it does or doesn't do this. And then another con I would point out is the company takes part in the research that they are supporting. So while I like the fact that they are actually supporting the research with grants, I'm not generally a fan of companies that take part in gathering the research. I would much rather that they took a step back and let other researchers do the data gathering and interpretation themselves. So hopefully this quick video helped you get a better idea of whether Renadyl is right for you. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. I'll be curious to see what you have to say. Until next time, I'm Joe from supplementclarity.com. Take care.